For decades, Hollywood treated three little words, "I am gay," like a loaded gun pointed at your own career. Agents called it career suicide. Publicists whispered, "Do you really want to throw it all away?" Studios smiled and said, "Maybe later." But some actors looked at that cliff, jumped anyway, and somehow climbed back up higher than anyone expected. Tonight, Rainbow Spotlight is celebrating 5 gay men who were told the truth would end them, and then used that same truth to build something bigger, new careers, new legacies, and a new rulebook for what is bankable. If you've ever been warned that being yourself is a mistake, this list is proof they were lying. Number 1 didn't just survive, he changed the game. Number 5, Ben Aldridge, career suicide. In theory, thriving in practice. For years, Ben Aldridge played the game exactly how he was told. Handsome British actor, solid TV work, rising profile, and a quiet, constant warning around him. If you come out, you might never work at this level again. Interviews were careful, pronouns were vague. The industry line was simple: keep them guessing, keep the doors open. Then he stopped guessing, and so did we. Aldridge came out publicly as gay and almost immediately stepped into roles that weaponized honesty instead of hiding it. A grieving husband in Spoiler Alert, a conflicted dad in Knock at the Cabin, characters whose queerness wasn't a twist, but a fact. Entertainment Weekly summed it up bluntly. Some LGBTQ actors fear career suicide by coming out. Ben Aldridge has only thrived. The exact thing he was warned against became the thing that made his work hit harder. The most brutal part? The fear was never imaginary. He has talked about hearing again and again that being out would shrink his opportunities. For a long time, he believed them. He tried to fit into the box. Play straight, stay quiet, be grateful. But when he finally came out, the opposite happened. Instead of disappearing, he got better scripts. Instead of being boxed in, he finally got to bring his full self into the room. It didn't erase the years of pretending, but it proved those years weren't necessary for his talent to land. Drop Ben. If you think the real lesson here isn't coming out is safe now, but maybe it was never your job to protect other people's fear in the first place. Number 4, Ricky Martin, from tabloid punching bag to proud icon. In the late 90s, Ricky Martin was everywhere. Global Latin pop prince, livin' la vida loca, shaking stadiums, selling millions, smiling through interviews where people asked over and over, "So, are you gay?" His team knew the stakes. He knew the stakes. Coming out at that moment, with that image, that market, that era's homophobia, it would have been labeled career suicide before the press conference even ended. So he stayed silent for years. He later said that every time someone asked, he felt like he was lying to his own body. But the fear of losing everything was bigger than the guilt. Tabloids turned his private life into sport. Some fans claimed they didn't want to know. Others insisted they already knew and called him a coward for not confirming it. He was trapped between people who wanted him to stay in the closet and people who wanted to drag him out of it for their own satisfaction. Then, in 2010, he finally came out publicly, writing that he was a fortunate homosexual man and that hiding had become too painful. And the career obituary everyone predicted never came. Did some doors close? Probably, but other bigger doors opened. He became a father. He became a vocal advocate for LGBTQ plus rights. He kept touring. He kept selling out shows. The man who was supposed to crumble actually stabilized. The twist is cruel and inspiring at the same time. Coming out did end something, but it wasn't his career. It was the version of himself the industry had built for him. And he decided that version was the one that needed to die. Drop Ricky if you've ever been told the truth will ruin you, and a part of you is starting to suspect the lie might be worse. Number 3, Neil Patrick Harris, from child star has-been to the blueprint of the modern comeback. Neil Patrick Harris was supposed to peak at 16. Doogie Howser, MD, made him a teenage icon, and then, like most child stars, he faded from the front page. Hollywood has a nasty habit of filing former kid actors under nostalgia and rarely giving them space to grow up in public. Add queerness to that and the script gets even harsher. You had your moment. Don't push your luck. For years, Harris worked quietly. Theater, guest roles, voice work. He wasn't a joke, but he wasn't a headline either. And then two big risky shifts changed everything. First, he leaned into comedy by playing Barney Stinson, a hyper-straight, womanizing chaos machine on How I Met Your Mother. Second, in 2006, he came out publicly as a very content gay man, shutting down speculation with calm, unapologetic certainty. In a world that still warned career suicide, he got more famous. The irony was almost too perfect. The openly gay actor playing TV's favorite womanizer became one of the most beloved sitcom stars of the 2000s. Casting directors could no longer claim audiences won't buy it. They were literally watching millions of people buy it every week. Then came the hosting gigs, Tonys, Emmys, award shows that let him sing, dance, roast, and charm his way into the role of Mr. Showbiz. The narrative flipped. He wasn't a risk. He was a guarantee. The deepest part of his comeback isn't the trophies. It's the fact that he built a life that would have been labeled impossible for an out gay actor a generation earlier. Long-term partner, marriage, kids, a career that moved between television, film, and Broadway without collapsing. The career suicide people predicted became one of the most successful second acts in TV history. Drop NPH if his arc makes you question how many rules are actually just excuses to keep queer people small. Number 2. Ian McKellen. The knight who decided the closet wasn't worth the crown. By the time Ian McKellen came out publicly in 1988, he was already a respected stage actor with decades of work behind him. He could have kept his head down, collected his awards, and retired as distinguished British thespian with a private life no one needed to know about. Instead, he chose war with a law. He came out while speaking against the UK's Section 28, legislation that banned the promotion of homosexuality in schools. This wasn't a glossy magazine cover or a soft-focused talk show moment. It was political, confrontational, and risky. He later admitted that even at nearly 50, he'd believed the old warning, being openly gay could damage his career. But he also said something harsher, that he regretted not doing it sooner, because he'd wasted years not being fully himself. And the supposed career suicide? Look at the receipt. After coming out, Ian McKellen didn't vanish. He exploded. X-Men made him Magneto. The Lord of the Rings made him Gandalf. He became one of the most recognizable actors on Earth after coming out, not before. The man who was told honesty could shrink his opportunities became living proof that audiences care more about talent and truth than about who you go home to. At the same time, he became a visible elder for LGBTQ+ people worldwide. He didn't just stand on red carpets. He visited schools, talked to queer youth, used his knighthood and his fame to say, "You deserve to exist and you deserve better laws than the ones I grew up under." The comeback here isn't just career. It's purpose. Drop Gandalf if you think his real magic trick wasn't a staff and a robe, but turning "I'm gay" from a whispered confession into a rallying cry that made his own life and countless others bigger. Number 1. Elliot Page. From Hollywood's darling to his own damn hero. Elliot Page was already a critical darling and an Oscar nominee before the world knew his full truth. Juno, Inception, Hard Candy, he played sharp, complex characters that made him one of the most respected young actors of his generation. But behind that success was a brutal reality he would later describe. Red carpets felt like costumes, photo shoots felt like drag, and every young actress headline felt like a lie with his face on it. Coming out as gay in 2014 was already framed as risky. In his powerful human rights campaign speech, he talked about hearing that being open about his sexuality could damage his career. For a while, it seemed like he had managed to find a fragile balance. Out as gay, still playing female roles, still working. But the deeper truth hadn't been spoken yet. In 2020, he came out again, this time as a transgender man. Now the warning sirens were deafening. This wasn't just career suicide in the old-school whisper network. It was the kind of announcement that draws global headlines, online hate, and every kind of bad faith commentary. People openly questioned whether Hollywood was ready, whether he'd still be castable, whether audiences could accept him. The same old script, with higher stakes. And then something remarkable happened. He didn't disappear. He didn't get quietly retired. He kept his role on the Umbrella Academy, with the show adapting his character's journey to match his own. He did a Time magazine cover, becoming the first openly trans man to do so, and used the platform to talk not just about himself, but about trans kids, healthcare, and the politics trying to erase them. Fans, especially young queer and trans people, didn't walk away. They ran toward him. The comeback here isn't about going from flop to hit. It's about going from surviving inside a body and industry that misnamed you to standing in front of the entire world and saying, "This is me. I'm still here, and I'm not backing down." For a lot of queer viewers, especially those who have been told their identity is a trend or a phase, that isn't just inspiring. It's oxygen. Drop Elliot if seeing a trans man keep his career, his platform, and his power after coming out makes you feel just a little bit less alone. Because if this was career suicide, why does it look so much like a life finally beginning? Career suicide. That's what they called it when these actors chose truth over comfort. Usually someone else's comfort, not their own. Ben Aldridge, Ricky Martin, Neil Patrick Harris, Ian McKellen, Elliot Page, 5 men, 5 different eras, same threat. And yet, here they are, working, thriving, raising families, winning awards, changing lives, and proving that the real suicide attempt was the industry trying to kill their futures before they even started. So tell me, whose comeback hit you the hardest? 5 through 1. And if you've ever been warned that being yourself will ruin everything, what does this episode make you want to say back? Drop it in the comments. Then hit subscribe, because the next spotlight is for the ones who didn't just survive, they rewrote the rules.